Shalom, shalom. But the Tazawan Abad, back with another lesson. Lord, when this video edifying, man. We're going to start off giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching and preaching us his truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, making a calling election sure, man. Shalom. Just a quick lesson through the spirit, man. Today's title will be You Must Endure Having Faith, man. Because on this walk to be part of the hopeful elect, man, doing the will of the Father, man, it's going to be trials and tribulations, man. It's going to be a bumpy road. You might get a few cuts and bruises, bump your head here and there. But it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the walk. These are things you must endure having faith because, you come into different temptations and different diverse lusts and just all kind of things that come along this walk. You must endure these things, but the only way for you to endure these things, honestly, you must have that faith in your how by Shem Shah, man, that you're going to be able to overcome that temptation or endure it, that you're going to be able to overcome that obstacle that's been set in front of you, whatever the case may be, because it's different, it's different, things that's gonna come away, because the Most High let Satan try you, and Satan use many different tacticals, man, because he's really cunning, man, like that. So he may come at you through a woman, man, through a fine woman, but the whole time she a demon, he may come at you through your mother, through your family, your children. For brothers that got children, he may come at you through, brothers in the truth, man, well, whatever the case may be, but through all that, you must endure that, man, having that faith, and that's just part of the walk. We'll just get right into it, First piece I want to grab was Zechariah 13 and 9. It's a lucky for my voice. Or if I get the, snuffling too much, a little bit under the weather, man, that's part of the things you got to endure too, man, whether you get sick, you're dealing with different things in your families, your body might be aching, head hurt, whatever the case may be, you still got to make your cardinal election sure, man, but these are all the things that we must endure, but like I said, Zechariah 13 and 9, it says, and I will bring thee, and I will bring thee third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. And the point of me bringing that out was because he said, what? I will bring the third part through the fire. That third part is that 1/3, man, that remnant, that elect. Lord, what we're part of that now. But if the Most High dealing with you on any kind of level, he's gonna try you, man. Like the scripture says. Let me read it again from the top, verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. So he's gonna try us as gold is tried, man. He says, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. So the Lord is gonna try you, man. He's gonna refine you, He's gonna, do things to you to mold you into the man that you must become, to fulfill, your lot, basically your light in the Lord, your light in your how about you outside and doing his work, man. He's gonna try you, man. He's gonna refine you, because he got to get rid of that old man, those old thoughts, those old actions and stuff that you used to do to become that perfect man in the will of your how about Shem Yahushua, man, And I just want to bring one more piece about, and then we'll get the definition of refine. We'll jump to Isaiah 48 and 10 real quick. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 10, and it reads, verse 10, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So like the scripture says, he says, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction, man. Because the Most High, like he said, he has chosen us in the furnace of affliction. And on this walk, you're gonna have to endure many afflictions. That's gonna be many things that afflict you, on a carnal level and on a spiritual level, because you're gonna have different demons and different thoughts that may come at you and afflict you, man, or different people that's coming at you to try to afflict you. Like Most High said, he's gonna choose us in our affliction, man. Like an old saying, if I'm saying it right, I'm thinking about it now, but like I always saying, when they used to play sports, our coach would always tell us, it's not about, uh a man, basically like paraphrasing, 'cause I can't really quite remember, but it's like it's not about where a man stands when he's in comfort, but about when when he dealing with affliction, when he dealing with adversity. What type of man are you? Or are you when you deal with adversity? When adversity hit, when you going through afflictions, when you being a child, there's trials and tribulations that's coming upon you. Because a man can do and say anything or be about anything in his comfort. But a part of this walk, the Most High gonna make you uncomfortable, man. He gonna try you a little bit to shake you up a little bit, and see if you gonna stand tall for Yahweh Shema Shah for His namesake, man. And do His will, And we'll just grab the definition real quick of refine. And I'm gonna read it one more time. So like the scripture said in Zechariah, He said He's gonna refine us as gold, and try us. I'm gonna refine us as silver and try us as gold. And then like Isaiah 48:10 says. It says, like, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So He's going to choose us in that furnace of affliction. And he has refined us, And this is the definition of refinement. It says the process of removing impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. And just for edification purposes, impurities or impurity, it says the quality or condition of being impure. So He's removing all those impurities and those unwanted elements, man. All those unwanted things that's not needed for His truth or for Yahweh Shemashah's sake. And removing those impurities to make us pure in the Lord, make us pure in the sight of Yahweh Shemashah, man. And then the second definition I want to bring out a little refinement. It says the improvement or clarification of something by the making of small changes. So the Most High is improving us. He's clarifying us, giving us that clarification by making of small changes. So it's gonna be different small changes that we have to go through. The way we think, the way we, from the way we eat, the way we dress, the way we go about and deal with people. Or deal with certain situations. When we try, when we backed up in that corner. Dealing with certain situations, you may be going through it with your wife, with your kids, with your mother, with your brother, or whatever the case may be, or you may be going through it at the job. You and your manager may be getting into it, or you may be bumping heads with your line leader or the people at the job. They revalue you in all types of sorts of things, man. That's part of the walk. There's gonna be many temptations, man. There's gonna be many diverse lusts that come upon you, man. Because people in this walk, just for example, people gonna bash you. They gonna revile you. They gonna speak evil upon you, man. They gonna think you're a madman. They gonna think you don't know what you're talking about. They gonna they gonna curse you because you always walking in the truth. You walking in that spirit. How by Yahweh Shai. And the world is the opposite of that, man. They in the opposite spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. They in the opposite spirit of the truth. They in the opposite spirit of righteousness. They in the evil, wicked spirit, man. They in the spirit of the world, the spirit of spiritual demon Satan. So everything, how we move and how we come about, they gonna be against it. So they gonna try to persecute you. They gonna talk bad about you. They gonna do different things, but you still gotta, hold fast and remain, and have integrity in this thing, man. I was watching the Elder from Man of Valor. That's what we was just going to, man. Having that integrity, and enduring, having that faith. That's part of keeping your integrity, man. Because you may have people around you, nobody's, doing the right thing, but you having that integrity, you gonna hold fast and do the right thing. Even when nobody's watching, you gonna hold fast and endure these things, have integrity, knowing it's gonna work for your greater good. And how by Shemi Abishai. But we'll just move on and go to James. We're gonna go to the book of James 1. Fucking grab it. Let me grab this. This is the book of James 1 and 2. There we go. So I'm gonna start at James 1 and 2. And we'll skip down. But this is the book of James, chapter 1, and verse 2. It says, my brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, I just want to stop at first. Like I'm reading from the top. James 1 and verse 2. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that your trying of your faith work with patience, will let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing, So like it's telling you in verse 2, man, we gotta count it our joy when we come across these diverse temptations, man. Because what? Because that's working of our faith, and the working of our faith is what? It's the working of our patience, man. That's why it says in verse 4, let patience have our perfect work, that we may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing, and that's part of being refined, going through these diverse temptations. That's why it says count our joy. Because on the level that Yahweh Shai dealing with you, man, trying to refine you, trying to build you up to be the man of the Lord that you need to be, and it's working your patience, because for you to endure, patience and faith, it's part of the, what I'm trying to say, it's part of it's part of that's what you need, basically. That's what you need to endure. Without faith and patience, you're not gonna be able to endure, because you're not gonna have the patience or the faith to endure, to believe that or to have the patience to know that you're gonna be able to make it out the situation, or that you're gonna be able to overcome this temptation or lust, whatever it is, that you're dealing with, And then we'll jump to we really just jump down to verse 12 and read to 14. So this James 1 and 12, and it reads, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Because when you try and you endure that, you're going to receive that crown of life, man. You're going to receive that crown of life for enduring everything that that you had to do for the Lord, for Yahweh Shai. It says the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Because you enduring and going through these things for Yahweh Shai's name's sake. That's showing your love, That's showing your love for the Father. That's why it says for those, for it says have promised to them that love him. That's why the promise is for those to them that love him, because you showing forth your love, by enduring, having that faith in Yahweh Shai, man. And then we'll read verse 13. It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh, for Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. And we read the 14 actually. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed, because you're not tempted of the Most High. You gonna be tempted when you drawn away from the Most High in your own lust, and then you enticed, by your thoughts, or by, somebody what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody like they push you to that lust. They trying to tempt you, because you may be tempted by your own lust, by your own thoughts, by what you want to do. But then on the other hand, you have somebody else tempt you, man. Like I say, going back to that, it may be a girl, it may be somebody, one of your homeboys trying to tempt you to smoke weed, or go out and party, or do different things, or go out late and do this right here when you shouldn't be doing that. You should, be sitting back studying, doing the word of the Father, trying to get better than the truth. Or it could be somebody at work, tempt you, because they know you a Hebrew Israelite, and they call you crazy. They trying to tempt you to get out your character, get out of the spirit, and be a man, or whatever the case may be. You gotta hold fast, man. Especially when you got people speaking evil of you, man. Speaking evil of you, and just trying to do anything to tempt you, because that's how it was back in the ancient world, man. With Yahweh Shai. And we'll bring that account out real quick. But let's see. We'll just bring that account out real fast. I want to read this other precept first, but we'll just grab this account real fast, and then we'll hop back on the topic. But this is John 10 verse 20. And it reads, we'll just get straight to the point. John 10 and 20, it says, and many of them said he has a devil and is mad. Why hear you him? Because that's how people gonna come at you, man. They gonna think you a madman. They gonna think you the devil. They gonna think you crazy, Why listen to this man, That's how people gonna come at you for speaking the truth. But that's a part of endurance. That's a part of, that's one of those tests, that you have to go through, man. Being labeled as a hate group, or being labeled as many different titles, whatever they put on you, man. Because people speak evil of the truth, man. They speak evil of righteousness, man. But and then just to bounce off that, I want to grab Matthew 5 and 11 in the NIV, just to bounce off that John 10 and 20. So let's grab this real fast, so I can. Yeah, this is Matthew 5 and 11, NIV version, and it says, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." So it's the same way the prophets that was before us persecuted, and they had to endure that. They had to endure people insulting them, persecuting them, and falsely saying all kinds of evil things against them, man. So that's part of the walk, man. And then another piece I wanted to grab, so like it, I can't think of it. I didn't write it down. Let's see if I got it real fast, so like it. Cause like it's saying, this is the battle that we ate. I think it's Edges, matter of fact, second Edges, yeah, kind. I'm gonna just grab this real quick. Second Edges, chapter 7, because that's part of the battle that we must fight. This was the battle set before a man to endure to fight. But this is second Edges, second Edges 7 and verse. We'll start at 56. Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. So this is the battle. This condition of the battle that we must fight. Upon every man of the earth that we gotta fight in this truth, man. And if we be overcome by the world and these things that's to come against us, like I said, we're gonna have to suffer. But it says, but if we get the victory, he shall receive that thing that I say, which is eternal life, man. That kind of life, like it told you in James 1-2, well 1-12, so like blessed the man that endured temptation, what he will receive that crown of life, man. We will receive that crown of life if we get the victory over these things, man. If we endure these things, having that faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, And we'll just continue on real fast and go to First Corinthians. Because like Second Ezra saying though, you gotta endure these things. It's part of the battle. This shouldn't make you weary. This shouldn't make you like, oh, it's always something. Oh, I gotta endure this now. Or you shouldn't be in that state of mind to where, dang, it's always something. Or dang, I gotta endure this, man. Or man, why they always mess with me? You should be happy. You should be joyful. Like it says in James, count it all joy, man. You gotta count it all joy, man. These things should make you happy, man. That you going, that you being, you being tempted for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua namesake. That you being tempted. That that diverse things come upon you. That people speaking evil of you, revile you. Or whatever the case may be, that you got to go through, Satan trying to attack you in every way, man. That should, count it all joy, man, when Satan trying to come at you every which way, man, Just for the name's sake, But, like I say, we're going to go to 1 Corinthians 10-13. It's right here. I just passed to 1 Corinthians. $10-13. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful one. I'm gonna bring this out real quick now I think about it. So like y'all bear with me. So okay. This is Sirach 2 and 5. I should have brought this out earlier, but it just hit me. This is the book of Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity, man. So we will have to face adversity, man. In that furnace of adversity, man. That's where acceptable man, acceptable man went in the furnace of adversity, So his gold is tried. That's why going back to that Isaiah 40:10, he shall, let's just bring it out one more time before we get to Corinthians. Isaiah 48:10, just to bounce off that. We'll read that one more time and go back to Isaiah. So like it, man. Just want to get this point across. But I'm going to read the Sirach again one more time. Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. And then, Isaiah 40:10, it reads, what? Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver, for I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So during that furnace of affliction, that furnace of adversity, that's when the Most High going to try you, because that's when you go become acceptable, like it told you right there inside, right, man. That's when you go, you're going to be counted acceptable, counted as pure, remove those impurities. That's the part of that refinement, as we read earlier during that definition, And then, just because, matter of fact, let's see if I want this Corinthians, Corinthians 10:13. Therefore, no temptation. Yeah, we'll read this, then I'm gonna bring out another definition. So this First Corinthians 10:13. They have no temptation taking you, but such as common to men. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So there's no temptation, that's not common to man, but what it says, he Most High is faithful, which will not suffer us to be tempted above which we are able, man. So he gonna make a way for us to escape the temptation always, and the way for us to escape the temptation is gonna be through our faith, through believing in Yahweh Shemi outside, that we're gonna be able to get out of it, and then so that way when we see the way to get out of it, we gonna know, through the will of Yahweh Shemi outside, because it's many different temptations, and just for edification purpose, I'm just give y'all the definition of temptation. It said the desire to this temptation. It said the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. So the desire to do something, wrong or unwise. That's the many temptations that come upon man. To do something wrong or to do something unwise. But you got to be able to escape that temptation. You got to be able to have faith in how by outside that you will be able to endure that and make the right decision. Make the wise decision, not the unwise. Do the right thing, not the wrong thing. You see what I'm saying? And that's just part of you having to endure on this walk, man. And that's part of you, just being strong in the Lord, being strong in Yahweh by Shemi outside ultimately, just having that faith, man, having Yahweh, first, man, keeping him first, so that way you can get to the Father. That way through Yahweh by Shemi outside, he'll build you up through faith. That's the way your faith will increase, man. That way, because as you go along this walk, it's the trials and tribulations, they only gonna get harder, For some men, it may slow down, it may be easy, but they only gonna be harder. The devil only gonna come at you more and more, and try to come harder to make you fall, try to throw you off that path, man, But you being strong in the Lord, you're gonna be able to endure those things, And just to go off that, we'll get Ephesians 6:10. And we'll read the 13. So this Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10, it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able. Verse 11. I'm going to read it from the top. Ephesians 6:10, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and have it done all to stand. So like I'm telling you, man, in Ephesians 6:10 from the top, it says we got to be strong in the Lord, man, and in the power of his sight, and that's being strong, being smart, having that faith. It says what? Put on the whole armor, man. We got to put on that whole armor, because like I tell you, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're not wrestling with Esau and these different demons on a carnal level, man. That's a spiritual thing. Like I said, we fight against spiritual wickedness and spiritual principalities and powers, and against the rulers of darkness of this world, man. We actually fighting against spiritual demon Satan. Because we know that on the carnal level, it's Esau evil. But we know that that's a spirit of wickedness, that's a spirit of Satan, man. We know that, he a demon, man. So even with Jake, man, with 2/3 of our people, we know they demons, man. We know they different spirits, man, that we gotta deal with, That's why we must put on that whole armor, man. And just like it says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that we may be able to withstand the evil day and have it done all to stand. That's the only way you're going to be able to stand. That's the only way you're going to be able to endure that spiritual wickedness, all these principalities of darkness, of rulers of this world, and even, like I say, the demons of Esau and our people, man. That's the only way you're going to be able to stand, because if you ain't got that armor of Yahweh by Shemi outside, they're going to beat your ass, man, and not to come off like that, but they're going to do it to you. It's just like you going to fight in the war, You ain't got your gun. You ain't got your helmet on. You ain't girded up. Back in the ancient days, that they had sword fights, weren't guns. So if you ain't girded up, had your breastplate on, your girdle, or your armor, your helmet on, you could get your head chopped off. You could get thrust through in the stomach, thrust through in the chest, man, right through the heart. So you got to be girded up, man. Having on that, and that armor is that faith, man, that hope in your whole body, outside. That you can be able to fight this, man. Because like I said, this is a spiritual battle. It's not a literal fight, man. It's spiritual. So you got to have on that faith, that hope, that righteousness, man, so you can endure these things. And that's just like I tell you, at Thessalonians, having on that breastplate of faith. So this 1 Thessalonians 5 and 8. Because like I tell you, it says this 1 Thessalonians 5 and 8. But says, but let us who are of the day be sober, put on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet of the hope of salvation. Because like I was telling you, man, we got to put on that breastplate of faith and love, showing that love of Yahweh Shemashah. It says, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation, man. So we got to have that helmet on, hoping for salvation through Yahweh Shemashah, man. Having on that breastplate of faith that we can endure all these things, and get through whatever comes at us, man. Enduring all these things for Yahweh Shemashah's sake, man. Especially coming to these times that we finna come into with the MOTB. And Jacob trouble that's gonna come upon the whole world, man. There's gonna be all kind of chaos and all kind of hell breaking loose, man. You're not gonna be able to trust nobody, man. I can tell you, man, friends gonna fight with friends, man. Those of your house shall be your foes, man. It's gonna be all kind of wickedness going on. It's just gonna be running rapid, but you're gonna have to be able to withstand all that. The only way for you to withstand all that, you're gonna have to have that whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You're gonna have to have your faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're not gonna be able to lean on your own understanding. You're not gonna be able to trust in your family, your friends, or whatever the case may be, your gun, whatever you got your trust in. Your trust has to be in Yahweh Shem Yahushua for you to endure, man. Ultimately, that's why going to the title, you must endure having faith. And where your faith gonna be, your faith gotta lie in Yahweh Shem Yahushua for you to endure these things, man. But we'll go back to James real fast. James 5 and 8. This is the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 8. And I'm going to skip down to 10. I'm going to read 8 first. So this is James 5 and 8. It says, be also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draws nigh. So we got to be patient, establishing our hearts, man, for the coming of the Lord draws nigh, man. We knowing that the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is very soon, man, to come. That's why we got to be patient, man, having that faith, establishing our hearts, like I tell you right there in verse 8. Let's skip it down to verse 10. It says, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of the suffering of affliction and of patience, man. Because we got all these different men of old, and even men of now, that has, like the apostles and elders, and men that's laboring in the truth now. For Yahweh Shem Yahushua name said, every man got different testimonies, man, that you could take for and learn from, man. So like it's telling you from verse 10, it says, take my brethren, the prophets, have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example. So we got to take these men for an example, man. Especially all the men of old that came before us, James, John, Peter, Paul, and many more men, Moses, different men that we got to take for our accounts, man. It says, take them for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience, man. Because these men suffered that affliction and kept the patience, man. They kept the patience, they kept the faith, man. They went through it. They went through whatever they had to go through. And Yahweh Shah being the main example, man. He suffered everything. He came down here, and did his job. He had a job to do. He came down here with that patience and that faith in the Father, and endured everything that came upon him, man. Fulfilled his life. The same way we must do on our end, man, to fulfill our life. So from the top, verse 10, it says, take my brother, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. And so it's telling you, man. And we seen the end of the Lord. And we heard of the patience of Job. Job went through it, man. Job, all hell broke loose in Job's life, man. Job thought he was hated of the Most High, man. He lost his kids. His wife cursed the Most High. He lost all his cattle, all his riches. He lost it all, man. He went into a lower state, man. But he kept that patience, man. And paraphrase like the scripture says, be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Because, you may go through things, man. You may have money. Most High put you through something. Now you ain't got money. Or you may have a nice car, and your nice car get taken up, man. The people from the car shop come get it. Or you may have a nice house, and now you stay in an apartment, man. Now you struggling. Now you got 5 people staying in an apartment. You and your family staying in an apartment. Whatever the case may be, man. Or just you being taken to a lower state in general. And just like the brother, the elder from Mount Valley was going to, the whole world is going to be taken to a lower state whenever this MOTB come into place, man. Whenever Jacob Trouble hit, the whole world is going to be taken to a lower state, and they're going to be panicking. So you going to have to be patient in those times, and there those times having a faith in how about you outside, man. And just like I said again, from the top, verse 11, I'm going to read it again. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy, man. So the Lord is pitiful, is very pitiful and of tender mercy for those who love him, man. He gonna, that's why you got to pray every day. You want to shoot forth your love to you, how about you outside to receive that pitifulness and that mercy, man. Because every man, that's laboring the truth, they want that mercy from the Lord. We want to be counted in that day, as the righteous, man, not as the wicked. Because all these plagues and things that's gonna come upon the earth, they're gonna be for the wicked. But we want to pray that we counted in that mercy to to escape all these things, to endure these things, because like the scripture says too, roughly paraphrasing, and the righteous are scarcely gonna be saved. The righteous barely gonna be saved. They're scarcely gonna be saved. They're gonna have to go through things, man. All hell gonna be breaking loose, man. It's just gonna be, unmanageable, man. Until we come into those times, we can't really even imagine those things. That's why we gotta get it in our head now, and building up our faith now to get ready to endure these things, man. Through Yahweh Shemi outside, because he's the only way we're gonna be able to endure that, man. And that's all on that. And so we're gonna go to John 14:27. Because it's really for like exhortation, man, to get brothers in the right mind state to endure these things, especially like I say, coming into Jacob Trouble, and then MOTB coming to pass, and Esau, ultimately Esau the devil coming down with that great wrath, man. We gotta be ready for these things, man. Because brothers may be persecuted, they may have to literally die for this thing, man. Or you may be taken up into a female count, getting tortured, whatever the case may be. Everybody gonna have a different life, so there's no telling what your life is, man. So you got to be ready to endure that, man. You got to be ready for the famines. You got to be ready for seeing people die, seeing people crying, seeing kids, seeing kids dying, whatever the case may be. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be unimaginable, man. It's gonna be all kind of wickedness and different, just gross darkness gonna cover the earth ultimately, man. You got to be ready for that. And you got to be at peace with the Most High, knowing that He got you in those times. That's where your faith got to lie at, because the whole world, like I said, the whole world gonna be in panic mode. The whole world, they faith not gonna lie you how about you outside. They faith in the world. So when they see the world to crash, ultimately they faith crash with the world. They're gonna be in a lower state. They're not gonna have the patience. They're not gonna have the faith to do these things, man. They gonna they're gonna bug out, man. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta have that peace in how about you outside, knowing that having that faith. That's part of having that faith that you did all you could do to endure, man. To be counted worthy and receive that mercy in those times, man. Whatever you go through, man, you got to keep that faith, man. But it's John 14:27. Let's grab this. John 14:27. And it reads, John 14:27, this red letter. Yahushua, he says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world give I unto you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let it be afraid. And that's part of, enduring, having that faith and that trust in Yahushua. So like I was saying, you can have that peace, man, because this peace is given from Yahushua to have peace in Yahushua, that we be not troubled and our hearts not be afraid in these times to come, man. And whatever trial and tribulation and adversity come our way, that we not be afraid, that we not be moved by these things, man. These things shake us up, Because we gotta have that peace and that trust and that faith in Yahushua, man. That's part of going back to putting on that whole armor of Yahushua, and gird yourself up to be able to be, to endure these things, to take these things on the chin like a man. You see what I'm saying? And, and every man should be, doing that, man, girding himself up, getting ready for these times, like I say. But we're just gonna go ahead and go to one more precept because we know like the precept say here in Matthew for the last precept. And to endure these things, that's the only way for you to be saved ultimately. Like you must endure these things, you know. And we know that, you know, some elect men gonna be beheaded, they're gonna be persecuted and die for these things. But the ones that's gonna be beaten up, they must endure all these things that come to pass, man. But ultimately they gonna endure it. You know, they gonna endure it, but through faith they gonna endure it. You know, because they're gonna have that faith in how by outside the whole time, man. They're not gonna be moved or troubled by these things. So through that faith, they're gonna endure all these things to be saved in the end, man. You know, right before these nukes drop. You know, in the whole world, Babylon the Great get destroyed. Not the whole world, but you know, Babylon the Great ultimately get destroyed. Their faith gonna be there all the way up until that time. You know, I'm not saying they're not gonna be scared, but hey, they gonna have that faith, man, knowing, hey, shoot, even though, you know, they see the nukes coming, they still gonna have that faith. They're gonna be praying to Yahweh Hashem outside, you know, to get beamed up, and then boom, you know, the angel of the Lord gonna beam them up in that chariot, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved, you know. So you gotta endure all the way to the end, man. You gotta endure whatever come your way until the end to be saved, man, you know. And just, you know, going back to that title, man, you must endure having faith, man. That's the only way you're gonna be able to endure to the end is having your faith and your trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, you know. And I'm saying that over and over again, but that's important, man, you know. But we're just gonna stop it right there. Lord willing, again, man, it was edifying. We're gonna finish it giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Until next time, Shalom.